Hi, everybody. Welcome to another ZoukCast episode. This time I'm a little bit envious because we are talking to paradise with a direct line to Hawaii. How you doing, Nymph?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Is it so cold like it's here?
It's cold, it's winter.
Oh,
And it's not a paradise, so
are you seeing how these guys are dressing now?
yeah.
Oh, I feel so envious. So we have this week Jonathan and Gigi from Zouk, Hawaii. How you doing, guys?
Doing great.
Good morning. It's winter here too.
Uh-huh.
I can see it's winter. So already it's morning there. It's like 11 hours difference now, right? We are here
Yeah.
at 9
10 a.m.
p.m.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
Okay, so 11.
It's like a
11
chilly, like 78 Fahrenheit out right now.
Okay. You should translate to Celsius for me because
Somewhere around 24, 25.
Okay, that's a nice weather, right? Okay, guys. So I don't know if the people watching know you. So I would like you to make a little bit introduction about yourselves. How did you came into Zouk? Where do you come from? How did you met? And how did you get involved into building a Zouk scene?
Cool. Boy, that's a long story, but I'll try to give you the short
We have
version.
we have only 30 minutes of you, So.
Woo. So I grew up in the Northwest. My name is Jonathan Troop, and I grew up in the Northwest. And I started dancing in 2005 in Las Vegas with Latin dance. Found Zouk in like 2010 when I was living in DC, Washington DC area.
Mhm.
At the DC Bachata Congress, they had Willem came over actually from Rotterdam
Okay.
and performed, and I fell in love and took my first class the next day with him. Actually, my
Just
first
to
class.
clarify, you fell in love with the dance, right?
Just fell in love immediately. And yeah, I started taking classes right away. And at the time, I had just planned to start traveling. Like shortly thereafter, I was to go travel for a year nonstop. And when I found Zouk, it sort of hijacked that whole trip and took over. And I ended up rearranging all the plans and just going to countries and destinations where they had a Zouk scene or somebody that I really wanted to study with. And then I came and moved to Hawaii shortly thereafter and started working on talking this girl into moving here with me. We met in DC on the dance floor, actually, dancing Zouk. And then shortly after we moved to Hawaii, and there was no Zouk here. So actually, it was funny. I was in Barcelona and training with a mutual friend of ours. I was doing a private lesson with Daniel at Spiral Dancers there, and he said, "So where do you live?" And I said, "Oh, I'm kind of homeless right now, but I'm moving to Hawaii." And he said, "Oh, cool, Hawaii." He's like, "How's the Zouk scene in Hawaii?" And I was like, the light bulb went off. I was like, "Shit, there is no Zouk scene in Hawaii," you know? And he said, "There's no Zouk scene." I said, "Well, what do you?" He said, "Well, you're gonna have to start teaching." So, and that was when it dawned on me that I was going to be the one holding the torch, you know. And he said, if you don't go start teaching, you're gonna lose everything you just spent the whole year learning. You know? So you better do something about it. And yeah, that was like the first moment I thought about doing it was there in Spain.
You know what's funny? Just around the year that you found Zouk, I was traveling to Hawaii.
Mm.
I went there to watch the Pro Bowl, because
Yeah.
I'm a former American football player.
Okay.
So I was there having parties on the night, and I went to a salsa place that was there, and I thought, okay, I could move here and start a Zouk scene and live from Zouk. And then the next year I met you, and you were thinking about doing that. And I said, okay, nice. Yeah, finally there is gonna be a Zouk scene there in Hawaii. It's really nice.
Yeah, yeah, and it's definitely it's not just us. They're starting to a lot of other people are starting to get interested, and the traction's gaining speed.
So how big is the scene now?
I don't know if big is the right word to use, but
Okay, how numerous? Or
numbers. Yeah. So we have a couple of groups here in Oahu. There's us, Island Zouk, and then there's another woman, friends of ours, Kimberly Liu. She has a group named Honolulu Zouk,
Okay.
and we both have performance teams now that are training and trying to really show the rest of the dance community in Hawaii what's happening and why they should take a liking to Zouk.
We also have Marie.
Yeah.
She's on another island, on
Yeah.
Big Island, and she runs the Zouk scene on that island.
Big Island Zouk, yeah. So we actually have Zouk on two islands now, the Big Island and the island of Oahu.
Okay.
I'd say in our scene we have about 30 people, or 25 to 30 people dancing. And in the Big Island, it's maybe a little smaller, or some getting close to the same size, maybe. Marie's actually just wrote a book on Zouk, the art and sensuality of Zouk, it's called. And she's doing really awesome things over there. She's starting a Zouk program at Hilo, and going to be teaching Zouk in the college, which I think is a great move and a great way to get the dance to the youth.
So right, you have like 30 people in one island, 30 people in the other island. So
Yeah,
are those scene related? Do you travel between islands to dance with each other?
A little bit. It's it's a $200 to $250 flight between islands. It's a short flight, 30 minutes, but the cost is a little prohibitive just to hop over for a weekend dance party or something. But we've taught a couple of workshops. I think 2 different workshops over on the Big Island at our friend Stephanie's house. She's got a beautiful studio, and they've had a couple of events over there, like with Solange. They did a Zoukation. And planning on actually doing another one. We were already talking about in June. Bring Evelyn Majari will be here on our instructor program. And we're going to go over there and do another workshop series. So yeah, we try to go back and forth. Sometimes they come over for the intensives that I do. Sometimes we go over there.
So you said the word instructor program. Can you explain a little bit about this concept? Yeah,
that's something that, so I think one of the challenges for us in Hawaii, like many places, for example, I was watching your ZoukCast yesterday on the Heart Zouk Love, or Heart Love Zouk, what is it, in Hanoi.
In Hanoi, yeah.
It was awesome. I can't wait to get back to Hanoi. I've been there once, and amazing city. It's another really remote destination where, for example, they learned Zouk off YouTube, like the probably the least effective way. And here we're actually the most remote piece of land on the planet. We're farther from any other place on Earth than any other place on Earth. Yeah. And so just getting a Zouk instructor here is a real challenge. However, we do have one thing going for us, which is it's warm and sunny and beautiful, and the people are amazing, and it's paradise. So I've looked at just leveraging that and creating, because it is such a long trip and an expensive trip, I came to the conclusion that we should leverage the time that they're here to get the most out of it, since they're coming all the way to the most remote place on Earth. So we do a little bit longer stay. We do 2 months with our instructor program. And we've tried to design it in a way where the instructor gets the experience of living in Hawaii, not visiting Hawaii. That's nice. Yeah, we call it the resident instructor program, and the whole thing's been designed around just giving them good quality of life where they can really enjoy and have their own freedom and be a part of the community, but really be in charge of their time here. So They get a private room, so they feel at home and have their space. They get a vehicle, a car to drive while they're here.
Or a moped.
Or yeah, or if they're not of an international driver's license, they have a moped. And then we set up the program to turn all the classes or the weekly classes over to them while they're here. We do an intensive, sometimes two weekend intensive with them while they're here, a bunch of demos, and have them help us train our team, just basically take over the Zouk leadership role in Hawaii. And it's been really good for us. Our last island Zouk instructor was Camacho from Rio, and that was an amazing experience. He's a very talented instructor, talented dancer, and we found him to be an amazing person, just a really good guy. So we took somewhere around 45 or something, 45 hours of privates, just us, over the 2 months.
Nice.
And so that's the benefit to us is we get to continue to grow as instructors, as the dancers. You know, I haven't finished growing as a dancer nearly as much as I'd like to. If I was me, I would just be a dancer still and not a teacher. But sometimes the scene calls for you to go to work.
So how does it work financially? Do you have to pay the salary for the instructor, or do the students cover the cost with some extra? How do you make it work so it's achievable? You know?
Yeah, it really comes down to everyone making a little bit of a sacrifice to make a good thing happen. I think in the end, we've not made any money. We've actually lost money each time we do it. Well, I keep correcting myself. We've actually invested money in our education each time we've done the program.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's the way we look at it, is an investment in our education. The community obviously offsets the majority of the expenses through the classes. We create a paycheck in advance for the instructors based on what we project the scene to be able to support through the group classes, intensive. We commit that in advance for their work, and so pretty much everything goes to the instructor. Without getting too specific, I think Camacho left the island after paying all his expenses with somewhere around $6,000 in his pocket for the 2 months with everything he did, privates and all the classes. He taught somewhere around 60 hours worth of group classes, and then some work for our choreo. He created the choreo that our team's running right now, and then a bunch of privates, and yeah, so all said and done, after 2 months, I think he had about $6K in his pocket when he went home. So it's not after 2 months, it's a humble earning for somebody like Camacho, But I think if you ask him about it, which we did, he said he would do it again. It's more about the life experience, being able to.
He had a good time, and he experienced the Hawaiian life, right?
Yeah, and actually, I got to give props to him because he's one of the first people I've seen really just jump on the opportunity to surf, with me. I really, that's one of the big reasons, probably the main reason why we're all in Hawaii doing this right now is because I love to surf. Surfing's one of my other big passions, and so I took Camacho out surfing quite a few times, and he actually dropped in and got up on waves and held his own. So I was really proud of him for that. It was fun to see him learn something.
For me, it was so difficult to catch a wave the first time I was there, and it was a mini wave that I was trying to catch. I fell to the water every time. So props to him, right?
Yeah.
We have video.
Okay, you should post that. Okay, so Nymph, about this instructor program that they did. Do you think that should be done by more Zouk scenes around the world, that they don't have a local instructor, or maybe they do have a local instructor like Hawaii have with Jonathan and Gigi, but those instructors need to make the scene grow and to try to improve the scene and themselves with the
Yeah,
help of
it's always good to have to have an instructor for a long period, not for 1 week or 2 week or a month, but for a long period. So all the students can get used to his style of teaching, his techniques. But if you take one teacher for like 1 week or 2 weeks, it's less time. You cannot give all the knowledge that the instructor has to the student. So it's always good to have an instructor for a long period. But it's a good idea. But here in Europe or whatever in the world, it's cheaper to get an instructor this side than to Hawaii. Only the flight ticket is already expensive.
I was thinking more that like people like the guys from Hanoi that Jonathan mentioned, or some Middle Eastern small scenes that are like I know about the scene in Oman, Dubai, and Abu Dhabi that they have great instructors there, but there are some small scenes like Lebanon and around the Middle East that they still lack like a big name there for a while, you know, to teach them. So guys, how did you choose the instructor for your instructor program? Do you want a specific style? Do you want to be from different styles so your students get exposure to all the different Zouk styles in Brazilian Zouk? How do you try to
I think ultimately it's going to be great for the scene to have experience and exposure to all the different styles. For myself as a student, I think it can be very challenging for the student in the beginning if it's not enough time with one and you're bouncing from one style to another. It can be very confusing. So I've actually tried to stick as close to what I feel the most dominant style is, the Rio style, and the instructors that we've brought so far. I've just tried to find people who I feel we've tried to find people who we feel we can learn from, something we want to learn ourselves. B, the community will get great instruction. In other words, a quality instructor. It takes the right kind of person. We're not in a position financially yet to be able to offer the program to couples. You know, I've tried a few times, and usually the conversation deteriorates after they realize that my program is designed to bring our program is designed to bring one person, and that's the financials are based on that. Yeah. So if somebody wants to come and bring their partner as like I'm going and I'm getting paid and I'm bringing my partner for a holiday, then it can work because there's space, but it doesn't really change the numbers, what the community can bring to the table. So it doesn't change the paycheck for them. But so we've been looking a lot for individuals who A, are good teachers, B, are good people, B, are good teachers, you know, people we can get along with and live with for 2 months, because when you live with somebody in your home for 2 months, it's a little different than a week. Yeah. But you need to make sure that you can get along, you know, and so there's that. Good instructor, it's great when the instructor is, you know, of the level, having studied both the lead and the follow adequately enough to where they can truly teach the lead and follow from somebody who can dance the lead and follow, which is a rarity. Camacho was one of those for sure, and we hopefully look forward to having more people who can do that. But the other thing is there's 2 dancers, if not more, here that they can partner with when they do come. So if when it's a solo person, they come and dance with myself or Gigi. Gigi came a long way those 2 months, I'd say. You know, just from dancing, just from learning with Camacho, 2 months is amazing what it did for her dance. So for all of us, the whole community.
Nice. So let me ask one question that everybody in the world is wondering right now. When is the Zouk Congress in Hawaii?
Good question. Good question. I've definitely toyed with the idea, and I know there are probably other people that are thinking the same thing. We've had a couple of festivals here. Actually, my original partner that I taught with back in when I first started teaching Zouk in 2011, Rachel Meth. is her name, from the U.S. She lived here for a couple of years and eventually moved back to the mainland. But she threw what's called the Dances of Love Festival 2 years in a row. She organized that. We helped a little bit and taught and had a great time. But it was, the last one was 2014. And I've really been, it was more than just it wasn't a Zouk festival, it was the Dances of Love. So it was bachata, tango, Zouk, kizomba. She tried to bring everyone together to be able to afford a venue and everything, because the Zouk scene wasn't big enough, barely existing at that point. Nowadays, I think we're getting closer to being ready to actually throwing a real Zouk festival, or at least a mini festival, you know. Once again, you have the major challenge of overhead, you know. It's like if I can sweet talk 4 or 5 really good instructors into showing up for free and donating their time, I'll have the festival next month. Let's go. But that's the challenge. So I'd like to make sure, me personally, if I was to throw a Zouk festival, I'd really like to make sure that the scene is ready for it and that it's going to really be worth all the energy that goes into organizing that type of event.
Of course.
Yeah, and right now with the instructor program, we do the Island Zouk Dance Intensives, and you can actually find our Facebook page, Island Zouk Dance Intensive, Island Zouk Hawaii Dance Intensive. Evelyn will be the next instructor doing one of those, and it turns into a little mini festival with one instructor. We party on the beach. We have 10 hours of instruction with that instructor, highlighting their style and their knowledge. And so that's what we're kind of focusing on, is making sure that we're effective in growing the community. Once the community's ready, I'm ready. I'm down to throw a festival next year. I think the scene's getting close, and that probably by next year we'll be ready. In the meantime, I'm really excited to be working with the local dance community at large. The salsa, bachata, kizomba communities have all been very open and accepting of Zouk, and that's so beautiful.
I was about to ask that. How hard your relationship with the other dance scenes, and how big are the other dance scenes there in the island?
There are no huge dance scenes, comparatively speaking, to Europe or the mainland, but salsa and tango are actually, salsa, bachata, tango are the biggest dance communities. Hip hop's actually pretty big, you know, per capita, right, for our size island. They've been amazing to work with, very supportive in every way. They invite us to do you know, performances and classes and partner with us every opportunity. We were invited to do a performance last night with a local group
the
belly dancers, and that was fun.
And next week we have the Hawaii Salsa and Bachata Festival, and this year they're including Zouk and kizomba room.
Yeah,
nice.
So they're very supportive. We're actually going to have a dedicated Zouk and kizomba room all night, and they're bringing in some instructors from Australia, having us teach, having Kimberly teach, having Marie from the Big Island teach. So there'll be like 4 or 5 different instructors teaching Zouk. There's instructors coming into Kizomba, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good. Last year was their first year, these organizers, throwing the Hawaii Salsa Bachata Festival. And they had, I think, a wonderful turnout compared to what they thought. They expected, I think, a little less, and ended up having around 500 attendees. You know, for Hawaii, that's a very successful event. So
Nice.
This year will be bigger and better. You know, with Zouk, of course, it can't be anything but better. So.
Okay, so Nymph,
Yes.
you are a computer nerd like me.
Mm-hmm. I think he lost his connection.
I think he did. I heard him cut out.
Yeah.
He said, "You're a computer nerd like me," and
Yeah.
I'm here again. So, I don't know why the connection broke. So I was saying we both are computer nerds, so we can both work from home.
Mm-hmm.
Why don't we go to Hawaii for a while?
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, I right now I cannot work from home, but I could have work it out, somehow, like maybe next year. So
When it comes to
maybe,
living in Hawaii, it's amazing how many things just move out of the way.
Yeah. I
you just
think
have to see how they are dressing. This is
yeah. I think
February.
I talked to Jonathan last year when I was in Moscow. I think because I was off. I went off from Holland and I was thinking about to going and travel around with Zouk. But then I met my current wife, and yeah, she's now. Oh, he's also already. Ah, no, you are still there. Okay. Now that we have now our son, so it's not so easy to leave now. And I work also for Shell, so I work mostly remote, so it's kind of possible for me, but I
Now
still
with a
thinking about
child, not so easy, right?
it. Yeah.
I haven't had a chance to talk to you in person, Reggie, since you had your child. So just congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
Awesome, brother.
Yeah,
Again.
Little baby nymph, huh?
Yeah. It's his face, his expression is really like mine's, like always looking like this.
I went away.
Yeah.
I guess the guys downstairs are messing with my internet connection.
Yes.
I have all the whole organization from the Zouk Devils Festival is right now downstairs preparing the thing, and I left them to be able to talk with you guys. So I was saying that I lost my thought now. So Nymph, have you any additional questions?
You want to come do the instructor program in Hawaii?
I do want to come, but I have to ask my wife now. She's
Yes, it's the same with me.
So Nymph, any additional question that you have, since we have like 2 minutes left from the show?
No.
Not really.
I think you already covered a lot.
Okay, so guys, what's your next plan outside of the island? Where are you going on the next congress or the next trip that you're doing?
We're taking our team actually to the LA Zouk Festival, which is the end of April, with Shani and Evo. They produce a really nice event aboard the Queen Mary in Long Beach, California. It's the next big event after the Hawaii Salsa Festival. We're performing there. And then Seattle Festival at the Center of the Universe with Extine and the Seattle crew is always a great event. She really goes above and beyond to create an amazing experience for people. I highly encourage people to check out that event. There's that one, and then shortly, so Evelyn will be here starting April 5th, and we're going to start training with her full-time when she arrives. And then her and I are planning to be traveling. I'm organizing a tour through North America and Canada with her. And I'm fortunately blessed with the opportunity to go assist her as she travels. So she'll be doing like 9-10 stops on the West Coast from Vancouver, Seattle, Portland, San Francisco, Los Angeles, Texas, Mexico, New York, and then actually, Canada. We'll hopefully be heading back to Europe, maybe Ukraine or somewhere. It just depends on what happens. We're still finalizing all the details, but
and while he's away, we hope to have someone here teaching with me to keep the scene going here.
I have a question. Do you mainly teach your students Zouk, inviting instructors and then teaching them Zouk, or do you also teach them modern, jazz, ballet, hip hop, other dances?
We don't personally teach our students other dances besides Zouk. Outside of maybe showing the correlation and the similarities to where this aspect of the dance comes from, this aspect of the dance comes from ballet or contemporary or hip hop. We definitely encourage our students to all learn some of those other dances that really fit well inside of Zouk and can be used in the dance. We recently started taking private lessons with the local tango instructor here named George Garcia, I was blown away by his teaching technique. Really amazing teacher on the island, and that'll be a big thing, I think, for us going forward. I really enjoyed the intense technique that they use in that connection, and how you can apply that to Zouk is amazing. So I think more and more as we develop in other dance styles, we'll also teach more specifically from other dance styles, I guess. But
yeah, I think it's always better for the students to teach them, but not by me, but invite other instructors, like ballet or modern jazz, hip hop kind of instructors, and teach them a couple of classes so they know about the movement, about the fundamentals of other dances, so they can improve their own dance.
Yeah, it's very wise, Nymph. Yeah, I'm thinking actually on that same line. You know, in our intensives, maybe in my private lesson with George.
Yeah. And you do also yoga. Do you teach them like proper technique of stretching, those kind of stuff, what they can use in dance? Like, hey, be careful with your like the fundamentals, the human anatomy.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
I definitely strive for good use of the human anatomy. I incorporate more my knowledge of yoga into my classes. Sometimes you'll find me doing Surya Namaskara A and B in the beginning of class. Yes.
I do too. Yeah.
Right on. Right on.
Okay, guys. So I think that we almost covered everything that we should today. I was most interested in this instructors program that they have going on, because I think it's a great idea, especially for a scene that is so isolated. Like I think it's truly the most isolated scene until Elon Musk put us on Mars. Because there will be Zouk on Mars. I can assure you that we'll take over the world and throughout all the galaxy. So, guys, thank you very much for being so early here with us and waking up in shiny and sunny Hawaii to talk with those guys in cold Europe, right?
Yeah.
Pleasure. Thank you so much for having us, guys. We really appreciate it.
Good to see you both.
Yes, stay warm and come visit us soon. We'd love to have you.
We'd love to be there. We'd love. Nymph, okay, so Wednesday we have another program.
Yes, Wednesday.
And we have another USA Zouk scene represented. Like Henry from New York, I think.
Yeah, Henry.
Yeah, so we will talk with Kim about the other side of the country. How is the Zouk scene going there?
Wonderful.
Right? So that's all for today, guys. See you next week. Nymph, hope to see you soon in person. Jonathan and Gigi. And have a nice time with Evelyn on the next months.
We will.
And to everybody, this was ZoukCast today. And I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you are planning now how to go to the island and how to enjoy the Hawaiian.
And the donation.
Yeah, I lost my Hangout toolbox when I lost my connection, but I will take it now if I can. Control room, Hangout toolbox on. Okay, so now you can see the URL here under my name. You can see like patreon.com/ZoukCast. There you can give us a little bit of money to improve our connection, to improve our cams, to improve our microphones, to improve Nim's headphones. Because you cannot go with that. You need a proper DJing thing, you know. So, and that's all. I hope to see you all next week and talk a little bit with Henry and make everybody enjoy this amazing Zouk world that we have all around. Right? Okay, guys. Thank you and see you.
See you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
Oh, they went.
They went off.
Okay.
I think next time to to tell them like we have this introduction,
Yeah.
and then at the end,
And the finish they can stay. Yeah.
Normally people think, oh, it's finished. Let's go with it. Yeah.
Well,
Nice.
anyway, Jonathan just wrote to me. That was great. So,
Nice.
Happy
Nice.
with it. Okay, so I'm going back to my meeting with the organization.
Okay. Good luck.
Anyway, Javi has to write to you about the DJing here.
Ah, nice. Yeah.
I told him to write to you soon because I don't want you to be booked to another thing.
No, I've kept already this date free.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so see you next week.
Okay, see you Wednesday. Goodbye.